Baton Rouge, Louisiana, day after Christmas last year. A woman at a condo complex dies. Everybody thinks it's a suicide. But the darndest thing happened. Police were called out to the same condo complex again. Another woman mysteriously died at that same condo complex just a few months later, about 7 months later. And turned out it was the
I'm so not even in the mood for this, y'all. I'm so angry. Can you hear me? Hi, by the way, if you can hear me. I'm angry today. I waited till the day after, and I wanted to tell everybody thank you. And this is so messing up. I get it. I know what I did. Sorry. I'm so grateful for the village, y'all. The village is it takes a village to raise a baby. And I didn't have that village, and I raised my babies, and I lost one. And it's 2 years ago yesterday, and I need to talk about it. And I don't want to ruin anything about the village and how beautiful it is. But I need to talk about how beautiful my kids are, how beautiful my Christina was. And I'm angry. I'm going to try to replay this. Let me know if it works. Why does it keep doing this? Oh, stop it now. I don't know. All my files are messed up because I do this. When I get upset, I get confused because I mess with my crap. We're going to try watching it this way. And I've never used Restream like this before. It's my first time to actually do it on mine, like using it. So, can't hear it though, can you?
Louisiana, day after Christmas last year. A woman at a condo complex dies. Everybody thinks it's a suicide. But the darndest thing happened. Police were called out to the same condo complex again. Another woman mysteriously died at that same condo complex just a few months later, about 7 months later. And turned out it was a friend of the first victim. Both deaths seem to have an unusual story. And that story has a name, Cedric Lang. Cedric Lang ended up getting hauled into jail for the death that happened just this summer. And it turns out that Cedric Lang has a long rap sheet of violence towards women, numerous protection orders. And now he has a second degree or second murder charge in the death that happened last Christmas. So very weird. Two women murdered at the exact same address, 7 months apart. We're still trying to work out the victim's relationship with Cedric Lang. That part we do not know yet. But watch the space. We're going to watch the story. Thank you for watching.
So, they told me that it was suicide, and I don't care whatever about that. I had family members and friends get tattoos. I'm going to show you guys some emails, and I'm going to let you hear my conversation with Cedric. It's a long one. I told them that something wasn't right. See, Christmas Eve, I was talking, and I know some of you guys have probably heard this so many times, but it's all disjointed. And I'm disjointed. So if you don't mind me being disjointed, stay here. If it drives you nuts like it does me, then you don't have to stay. But I need to get this out best I can because I've held it. In so many ways, I've held all this because of courts and because I was trying to, even though nobody told me not to say anything. That's so ironic too. Nobody told me to not say anything. Nobody's told me anything about this. Every court date that we had, one time they told me about it. The rest of the time, Bradley's found out about it. And I've gotten a hold of them. And they would give me the link. But then they would always mess up the link. They've never said Christina's name. They've never said Rachel's name in court. And they told me that we would get to have our say, the family, after the trial is over, which is crap. That's not right. I'm a witness. I spoke with Christina. I was the last person to talk to her. I was the last person. She was coming home. I was telling her about different surveys and how to make some quick money off of those so we would have cash to get her home. My baby girl, y'all. This is my daughter. She was a good girl. Like every other kid, she had problems. She had two sisters. And the four of us were such a pair. Their dad was extremely violent. And I need to put up trigger warning. There's going to be triggers all over the place tonight. Their dad did unimaginable things to me. I thought at that time I was still very naive and very stupid. And I thought, even though he was a monster to me, that he wouldn't do that to my kids. And I've never completely called him out, and I really think I need to. I really think I need to. But I don't know how to do it. I'm scared because every single time that I've ever done anything like that, it's always gotten me in trouble. Literally, it's gotten me in trouble. I failed my kids in so many ways. I've always loved them, but as you know, I'm not always present. I'm not always present. And I'm an addict. I will never not be an addict until I die. Whether I am active, whether I'm not, I will always be an addict. And I had 14 years completely clean. And everything filled with shit. Everything filled with crap. And I'm gonna look at the chat, but I don't know that I can right now. I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of it. I'm so just angry at the whole dang world. I'm mad at myself because I'm the one that could have make it or break it, right? And I broke it. When I was talking to her, we were actually having a really good conversation. And then all of a sudden, it was like this change. You could feel it. Like I could physically feel this person coming into the room. And we have these code words that we used to use. And it started because, if the girls wanted to spend the night somewhere and then they got stuck feeling their nerves and feeling uncomfortable, or just wanting mama, they could call me. And I would come get them. And I was asking her about our code words. I think that there's a lot that needs to be known. And one day maybe I will be clear-minded enough to be able to do it right. Right now I'm not. I thought surely after this long that I would be better than I am now, and I'm actually 10 times worse. Nothing makes sense anymore. I never caught that her phone was always broken the same way. Because in my mind, see, I was so not in reality in my own mind with things. I haven't been right for 10 years. 10 years. she was always getting a new ID or a social security card. And I didn't put that together either. That one clicked on me when the police told me that she had on her, I can't even remember how many pairs of clothing she had on. She had shorts, she had shirts. Like 3, I think, of each. And she had a back brace. And then she had her driver's license lying beside her like it was thrown. Y'all, I really think that there needs to be something done differently in this world. You know, she was brought to a friend's house once. And I'm telling y'all triggers, because there's gonna be triggers. But I don't care anymore. I'm not worried about if I'm good enough for TV, if I'm good enough for YouTube, if I'm good enough for that. I don't give a crap if I'm keeping my words right. I don't care if it's taboo. I don't care. I don't care if I'm going against what I should be doing because of what television's told me how I should act. Because I'm trying to stay within the whatever it's called, with the law of all that, because they're not doing anything anyways. They wanted to sweep it underneath the rug. The one mention of Christina was for the people that are fighting against having your own, I don't even know what it's called, that coalition where we can't arm ourselves. They were using her name for their fight. Nobody even asked me. They just put her name in a little memorial. Well, that's great. Thank you for memorializing her. But don't you think you should ask first? For 9 months, it was kept that it was her doing it to herself. I was calling, trying to get her autopsy, calling, trying to get answers. I got the phone call. It was July 3rd that he took Rachel's life. Odd little thing. Christina's name is Christina Ray. Rachel's name is Rachel Ray. Ironic? Everybody acts like it didn't even change this world. Rachel was a mother. Christina could have been. She could have been so much. And I'm going to be so kinds of all over the place with this, y'all. Just as a thought comes, I'm saying it. And new thoughts come. Her funeral, my cousin's husband was supposed to be the preacher. And see, we didn't have money, and so we couldn't do like we did with my mom or my dad. I had to plan everything, and I thought that at least the preacher part was taken care of. And at 4:00 in the morning, the day of the funeral, with me being agoraphobic, me being still in shock. I get told that the preacher's not going to come. And so I had to figure that part out too. When we saw her at the funeral home, they had her brought out, and she was on a wooden slab, a hospital gown on, and a hospital sheet. Her hair was so I remember looking at her and seriously questioning, because it still doesn't make sense. She still had blood on her. I mean, can you believe that? Can you believe that? Her hair was all over the place. My little girl, who I couldn't coordinate clothing. She was a little bitty baby, and she would make the outfits match because I wouldn't match them right. She was my delicate little thing. And the world used her. We go out to visit the cemetery. And let me see if I know how to do this on here. It's obvious that I don't. And I just seen it. Man, this is so hard, y'all, because my mind, nothing makes sense anymore. We had gotten her this bench, and I don't know if it's going to let me do it with the restream. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Can you see that? Did it change? Anyways, we'd gotten her a bench and we took it out. And we got her a little light because we were at the thrift store one day before Christmas. And she was so excited because she saw a light like that. It was an old Victorian. And I was trying to buy it, and another lady had it, and she wouldn't let me have it. And I was like, will you please? I even offered her, because I made money back then. And I even offered her an extra $100, and she still wouldn't sell it to me. And I was really upset about it because, I should have got my way. Back then, I still thought I got my way. But that way, she would never have to be out there in the dark. We go out there to visit her. Bench isn't there. Somebody stole the damn bench. They can't even respect her now. What kind of world do we live in? the motel manager that had kicked her and whoever else out one time said that it looked like a horror movie in there. And that's when they found her once before. And I begged them, please, just arrest her. She has nobody. She has nobody. I would have rathered her be in jail. I was not able to do anything. And really, truly, I think that I was just in denial of the whole thing. And I could have done something differently. Every single person in her life let her down. Every single person in her life let her down. Even the guy. Every time I try to defend my kids, every time that somebody come in and tried to take my kids away, and I would fight, it would be like I didn't have the right to do anything. Like I was, who the hell am I? I'm their mom. In what world does mothers not count to be able to do things to protect their kids? In the world where you have nobody. I don't know if it'll let me. But I used to watch these after everything happened. I used to watch these drive around the hood places. These videos that would just drive around the hood and you would see everything that was going on. And Bradley, I spent hours just looking at it, seeing if I could find her. And I remember he told me, he says, I don't know why you're doing that. You're just wasting your time. You're not going to see her. And within 30 minutes' time, I proved him wrong. I found her. Y'all. This is my baby girl. Oh, just please do it. Come on. That's me she's looking at that. With complete trust. Complete love. It makes me so mad. Why couldn't I have just done anything that I needed to do? We've got to do better. Trying to find video. I can't find it. But you did see the sister where she said, just be kind. Y'all seen that video? I know y'all have. And I do this a lot. I get stuck. Because I go to look for a file and I see something that reminds me. It's not what I thought it was. Rachel's family were police officers. Christina's family was addicts. Drug addiction affects everybody, regardless of whether or not you were rich or poor, you were black or white, if you had a good home life, if you didn't. Because trauma affects everybody. And in a world where pharmaceutical is so prevalent, you go to the doctor for a broken ankle and you come home with a million pills, I mean, it's just so prevalent. But if you don't have that, if you don't have doctors or medicine or insurance, then you're going to go other routes. There's a movie being made about her. And I call him out because the movie being made, that the man that's doing it, I thought was a friend. Are you a friend, Osric? Truly? Calling you out. Let's see if I can do this, if it'll work. Let me know if you can hear it. Okay, wait a minute. That's not the right one. Here it is. Can you hear it? The phone call? Apparently they can. You can't hear it, so I'm just... I gotta get to do my OBS. I've got to set my OBS up to where I can stream and actually watch the chats and stuff, because it's just... Y'all, nothing makes sense to me anymore. I cannot do things, and I need to get this story out. I need y'all to know because I'm running out of time. We need to be doing something, changing something. Something's got to be done, and I don't know what to do. Oh, you could hear it just very faint. Let's see. Sorry, I'm ignoring comments for the most part. It's just this is a local video that should work. I'll just show you the contrast.
So today I want to talk about 10 things that I hate about working fast food. Number 1, people come.
You can't hear that, right? And I know most of y'all have seen this one, so I'm not going to play it like all the way through, but I just want y'all to be able to see the contrast. Because if I can talk about anything, I can talk about drugs. That's something I'm pretty daggum familiar with. I hate them.
Through your drive-through line and they're like, let me get 6 cheeseburgers. Wait, no, just give me 2 McChickens. No, I mean, I want a quarter pounder with cheese. What they don't know is every time we delete something after one item, we have to get a code. And so our managers get mad when you have to delete something.
Just to give you a contrast. I just wanted to show you that. This was a few years before I lost her. Now this one's hard. This one is really hard because I don't want people seeing this and thinking that she deserved what she got. Because she didn't. People think drug addicts are just horrible people. But when you really truly look at why a person is doing it, you seen her.
Really, just trying to get a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you think you're going to work at?
Probably McDonald's. I got a job interview Monday.
Well, it's good to hear, but at the same time, baby, there's other places that you can go now and you can get all kinds of hiring bonuses.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try McDonald's first because they're paying $10 an hour right now, so.
There's
pretty
places
good.
I'm checking into it. I just found out about it. They make a $1,000 sign-on bonus, and it's at home online. Customers call in, and
I was
you
excited
have
about
the
that one.
automated script is right there on the computer. You just tell them what to do. If there's like problems with their phones or whatever, they just call into the number for customer service, for tech support, and you just tell them what to do, and you make like $15 an hour.
Send me that information, please.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to have a computer, and like you have to be stable with it because it's an actual job.
Right.
I'm just showing you guys different things. I'm showing you guys the difference in where she was and where, because of everything, she had gone. And that was not her. But because of her life. Because of what we as parents, as family, as people, as humans, as freaking humans, we're all too busy to look at anything that we could do to help, including our own children. I was too busy to even see what I could do to help my child. I'm angry at everybody. But I'm angry at me. And there's nothing anybody can say to change that. There's nothing that can bring her back. This world missed out on a great person. It missed out. And I can act all high and mighty. And I can act like I was a good mom. I can act like I'm a good mom. But I know the truth. I wanted to be a good mom. I wanted so bad. You know. And it's nuts at all. It's the yuck yuck. How can they act like it didn't happen? How can they act? Take me to jail. Do something. They had been living in, and I can never think of the word anymore. For some reason, that's a word that's just disappeared on me. What is it called? When it's like abandoned and not in any shape to be livable. And I'm not masking right now, y'all. I'm not going to put it all together and act like I've got my crap together, because I don't. I still got some strong masks. But I'm not in the mood to wear a mask right now. That's my girl. And what happened is wrong. That's the word. That's it right there. Yeah, they were living in these apartments that were condemned. And I really wish I knew how to play that audio because I was really wanting to show that today. They'd been living there for about a year because she had given me that address and had gotten mail there. When everything happened, there was the police reports, and I was able to see them, and I saw that address, but I wasn't able to understand what the codes were. And then whenever I went back later to pull them up, they were no longer there. That address was no longer there. Do you know that the homicide department doesn't even have a voicemail? Does that make sense to anybody? Why in the world, especially as easy as it is, I mean, y'all, I was homeless and had voicemail. Why does a homicide department not have that? If you're going to have a tip, sometimes you can't just call it in at certain times, It just doesn't make sense to me. But the apartments, Bradley looked them up, and the ownership, half of them was by the city of employees for Baton Rouge. They arrested him after he killed another person. He beat her to death. It's really odd to me because it was in the same exact location, apparently, that we lost Christina. And let me just show y'all that. Not that. Y'all, no, nothing that. Sorry, I said that wrong. I wanted to show you. This. Let's see if there's anything that. Okay. I hope I don't mess y'all's eyes up doing this. COD. I don't know if y'all can read this or not. Took me a long time. She was so scared of things like that. The things that went through my mind. And there was, but I don't think that's very much. Especially not considering how much that she was doing before. But the thing that gets me is this right here. Can y'all see that? I don't think I should read it because I want this video to stay up. And the first part of that's all that needed to be said. She was always courteous, but that's pretty dang courteous. Hiding that, how do you do that? I went through in my mind, I tried to do all these learning autopsies, how to read them. I spent lots of unnecessary hours researching things that I shouldn't have had to. The whole time, even with that up, even with that in my hands, it was still classified as her doing it to herself. So many unnecessary thoughts. So many unnecessary things did our family go through. The officer, I'm going to show you all that. Because again, and I'm going to just put this out there. Sorry, I meant to hit mute and I hit the wrong button. I have not been told by anybody to not say nothing. And if I don't get to say anything until after the trial, I think that's crap. So I'm going to go ahead and just say stuff, because the only person that's telling me what I shouldn't do is by watching Law and Order. And that's a TV show. So that's their fault. And while I still have the cojones right at the moment, I try to find the emails. There's a bunch of them, and so I'm trying to go through and find the ones that say that there was an APB out. So many times I've reached out to these people and just no answers. Okay, here we go. So if this is the case, they're supposed to be on the lookout. And he worked right across the street. From what the newscasts have said about Rachel's case, was that there were several wellness checks on her at the same address. He was served multiple protective orders against multiple women at that same address. They had him in the car at one time, but apparently that was just because he was defending me. They said that the artwork that I sent my daughter was what caused her to do it. It's not right what they put us through, and it's not right what they do. Right after everything happened, the police chief resigned. Let's see if I can find some more emails. I want to find the one where they told me. Let's see, I'm going to get off of that for now so I'm not showing stuff. Yeah, you just learn to live with it. And I think that I did that for the last 2 years. And I did a really great job at fooling myself. I tried to fight. I've tried to do a lot of stuff. AJOT, I don't know if you're still in here or not, AJOT. AJOT offered to let me go and tell my story through her. And they've got a lot of understanding on this. I never could get it done. I could never set myself down and get clear cognitive sentences to come out the ways that they needed to. I've been walking a tightrope for so long. And I need to become me again. I have 2 other daughters. I have a grand princess. And I keep thinking that I'm going to get better. I'm not getting better. I almost lost my youngest a while back. I'm calling you out again, Osric. Are you a friend of the family? Are you doing things the right way? He took her insurance check. Didn't you, Osric? That was supposed to fix her car because it was in a car accident. And he's now dangling $50 here, $100 there, just because he knows that she needs money. He'll give her money as long as she goes to Louisiana and lives with him. Are you a friend of the family, Osric? While you produce the movie for my daughter, Christina, who is supposed to be your friend. I'd like to know. Because to me, you're just another predator. You're just another predator trying to take my babies. And trying to make me look like the bad one. But the thing is, you don't have to make me look like the bad one because I am the bad one and I admit it. I'm very angry. I don't know how they expect us to be able to do anything if we don't have... I don't have anyone, y'all, when it comes to that. I haven't. And I'm not saying this to make y'all feel sorry for me because that's not what my goal is. My goal is to become mom again. My goal is to become a normal person again. Make the world a little brighter along the way. Because I need people to make the world a little brighter along my way. We've proven that the world isn't full of bad people. There's a lot of them. But if we don't do something soon, there's going to be more good people turn bad. I love my daughters. We've got to get better if we see something going on. To stop putting our heads in the sand. I really think that we lost her Christmas Eve. Either that or the 2 days. It was pure hell for her. I've avoided a lot of this. Like, I talk about it here and there. I don't know how. I've got a lot of knowledge on things. I've got street knowledge. I got Law and Order knowledge. Not really. I don't ever watch that show. I've never liked that crap. I've got knowledge on how to be a victim. I pass that on to my children. And that is just disgusting, Anne, and I am so sorry. Why is it okay for mothers to be silenced? Who is it that's silencing us? And why is that okay? You know, that is just, it's beyond. My worldview was so freaking cherry sunshiny. And I guess that's one reason why it's still so cherry sunshiny in ways that it really shouldn't probably be. But the reality, never imagined that we'd lose our children. So what do we do, Anne? How do you handle it? How do you live every day and go on? Because I'm not doing a very good job. It is hard. I'm tired of injustice. I know that Christina is in a better place. I'm not, and I'm not doing a good job by her. I used to be completely capable, but I gave that up sometime along the way and I didn't even realize it. I feel like I'm still being and vengeance is mine. And I feel like this is going to be the year for vengeance in so many ways. And when I hold on to him, but I think right now I'm running. And that's not good either. I'm spiraling. Yeah, but Miss, I have no rights to her. She's doing great. If I go in there, I try to keep it to where that I don't taint them. I feel like I taint them. Not a very good show tonight. I'm tired of putting on shows. I'm tired of wearing masks that make it look like it's okay. Because it's not. I think I'm just weak and feeling sorry for myself. Because I should have already had somebody's ass by now. This guy, we have to worry about his rights. Yet, somebody that's trying to take advantage of another of my daughters, all he has to do is call the cops. And the cops come out to my house. I get arrested because I owe fines from 30 years ago. Ironic, no? I go to report someone that has done some very horrible, 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 horrible things to my children. That was something. I got arrested. They never once did anything to him. Because again, I owed fines. It's weird, Ann. It's really, really weird. These stages are just, the numb stage is what hurts the worst, I think. I think that the only way that we can overcome it is by finding ways to not let it happen. Thank you, Body Illusion. Thank you to everybody. I don't even know who else in chat. I'm really horrible. I'm bad at it anyways, but I'm really horrible tonight. I'm her Mimi. She's pretty incredible. Just mad that I've not been able to get my crap together. I used to have hope. And I still have it. Don't get me wrong, please. I still have hope. But I just see how I am right now. And I lose more time. And I lose more energy. And our life is getting worse every single day. As many damned fees as I've paid in to the Victims Compensation Unit, you'd think they would at least return my phone calls. Something, you know. Let's see, this one. Not that one. Yeah, there's 2 murders, right? 1 charge. How does that even work? Here it is, this one. Understand your frustrations. Do you, Miss Victims Coordinator? Unfortunately, the process takes time. I get that. It's been 2 years. They can't happen right away. There has to be time to receive all evidence. Hello, I'm evidence. I recorded a lot. I do a lot of screen records on my kids. I do stalking on my kids on their Facebook. I don't anymore, but I used to. On their Facebook, I've got tons and tons of information. When the time comes after a trial, a victim impact statement will be able to be given to express to the judge and the court how this has affected you. That is the time that you can express things about Christina and how this has affected you and your family. What about Christina herself? How has this affected her? Since the defendant is in the sanity state, this also prolongs the case because he has to be evaluated by the doctors and has to be able to get deemed competent to proceed in court. He cannot move forward if he is not competent to understand what's going on. Well, let me tell you. This is the last email I've gotten. This was in August. I will look into resources in your area. Well, I've been asking since pretty much early on. I don't know exactly how long, but early on I've been asking for at least therapy. Get me help with therapy. His next court date is the 27th of January. I understand it takes time, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be able to accommodate that. But it still doesn't seem fair. We have to make sure his rights are good. We have to make sure he's okay. I'm just on here griping and bellyaching and bitching. That's all I'm doing. I wanted to play the recording. I really did. I guess I need to look into it better because I thought it would be easier than this. But y'all, my brain, I know how to do stuff. I don't know how to do stuff. It comes and goes. I'm just angry. I still haven't even written her funeral. And I want to just do something. I don't know what I would do if I were to face anybody. At one time, I thought all I wanted, and I do still pray for him. I do still pray for him. Is it weird that I'm more angry, though, at the courts, at the police officers, Human Services, DHS? I'm more angry that they treat a single mother who was abused, documented, never everything. Not all my abuse is documented. Nobody will ever know all my abuse. My friends at one time even told me that my ex-husband called and turned me in to get arrested because one of my daughters, after the company had closed down, and they called and asked if he would just pay a little bit of child support. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just to get us something to eat. His answer to that was to call and have me arrested because I'm fines. Funniest thing is, the big time that I got arrested before I got all into being a bad person, it was his drugs. He had kidnapped me. And I took the charges. Stupid things we do for why? I don't like to show this side of me very often. I try to keep her way, 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 way down deep. I don't like this side of me. I really don't like this side of me. I miss her calling. Selfishly, I miss her calling me. And it's not any easier 16 years later, is it, Ann? I'm so sorry.
just want to fight this. I just want to get the word out some way, somehow, and I don't know. And the undetermined, nothing was found. Is that just not just ridiculous? Matrix break. I know, babe. We can never relax. I'm sorry, I'm not good at the comments. I love you guys. I think I just needed my friends, and I needed to be all gross and nasty, snotty, yucky. I need my baby girl. And I want to somehow, some way, I want to make it so people don't have to go through this like we did. There's enough of us that have been wrong. There's enough of us. Don't ever give up on them. Don't ever think that there's no more that you can do, because there is. Just being there. Without enabling. And it's a tricky thing. I love you all. Thanks for listening to me.